Residents of the Rogue Valley in Medford, Oregon, look up to the skies. Well over a year ago, I've noticed, and a few other people have noticed, if you look up in the air every day, especially now and around, we're in June and July and August, September, the clear skies right over the valley, you'll see 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, maybe 6 airplanes flying up and down the valley, leaving contrails. Now, I don't understand this. I've been in the United States Air Force. You just don't see jumbo jets, with 1, 2, 3, 4 jet engines on each huge aircraft. These are not Piper Cubs. These are full-blown, either military or commercial jet aircraft flying over 26,000 feet in order to form a contrail. Now, a contrail is a vapor trail. They're long, they're thin, they're man-made, of course, and their formation is most often triggered by the water vapor and the exhaust of the aircraft engines. That's Wikipedia. Go on Wikipedia and just look about contrails, and it talks about condensation from the engine exhaust. It says the main products of hydrocarbon fuel combustion are carbon dioxide and water vapor. And at high altitudes, this water vapor emerges into a cold environment, and the local increase in water vapor can cause the relative humidity of the air saturation point. So that's what you can see there. You can see this vapor trail. Then it talks about contrails and climate. It says contrails, by affecting the Earth's radiation balance, act as a radiative forcing. Studies have found that contrails trap outgoing long-wave radiation emitted by the Earth and atmosphere, positive radiative forcing, at a greater rate than they reflect incoming solar radiation, negative radiative forcing. NASA conducted a great deal of detailed research on atmospheric and climatological effects of contrails, including effects on ozone, ice crystals formation, and particulate composition during the atmospheric effects of aviation project, AEAP. And what they're saying is it has something to do with the global warming and all this stuff. So I think these jets are cruising up and down. I'm not talking about one. You see 1, and then you see 2, and you see 3, and sometimes I'll see 4 or 5, even 6. Huge. They're just cruising. Look at you can see dozens of the whole sky in the Rogue Valley. If you look from, it just goes up and down the valley, up and down the valley, up and down. They go fly one way, and then they go usually from south to north and north to south, just up and down through the valley. We are a valley. We're a valley like Los Angeles is a basin. And if we have smog, you get stuck in the valley.
From the heart of the sky. Because we belong to the sky.
Heads up, San Francisco Bay Area. Look at our hazy silver white blue skies. This is a critical mass health alert. This documentary is to educate people and the organizations and environmental groups to provide the proof and support needed for action to be taken to stop this devastating effect on our ecosystem and world. These video clips have been taken by us in the past 2 years around San Francisco and the southwest of the USA to show how and why our food, water, and milk and blood have high levels of toxins in them. Dr. Lerner from Bolinas, California did a test on his own blood, finding 97 toxic chemicals in his blood now, half of which have been banned since the 70s, even though he's been eating organic foods for 20 years. Even at the Rainbow Gathering in Northern California, July 4th at noon, during an Ohm for World Peace, 20,000 people in the forest, military action backed by Congress, chemtrails came by and sprayed the population with toxic chemicals. agitating and affecting the people's environment on the ground. You're a peaceful, loving group putting out good energy for the world has been imposed upon by the toxic chemicals of the military. Spray team operation. Here's one chemtrail coming right out of the mountain, looking like a rocket, just spraying us right over our heads. Chemicals falling on us and affecting the environment there. Do your part to help educate yourself and others unaware around you. Here in Northern California, the chemtrails are being laid over the oceans. Here you see a chemical cloud laid in Scottsville Valley, California, over our homes. The remains of chemtrails coming in from the oceans, creating chemical bows around the sun. Here's the proof you need to see for yourself this devastating effect on our environment and our air space. Here's the very next day, beautiful blue sky, no chemtrails for most of the day. Very clear what the chemicals that were there yesterday are down on the ground. Democratic wrote a resolution to delete chemtrails from the Department of Defense years ago. There's a patent on chemtrails which exists within the weather modification program. Not enough proof was available then to stop it. Now William Thomas from Canada has a 200-page documentary on chemtrails confirmed. Our government denied this was happening until now. They say they're doing an experiment for global warming, and that is why they're putting chemicals up in the air. Metal flakes of these chemicals will reflect 1 to 2% of the sun and cool things down. This is their claim to fame, but these chemicals are coming down from the upper atmosphere, bringing down pathogens along with the chemicals, making our ecosystem and our people very sick and dysfunctional now.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! Oh, in the name of God! Now I know what it feels like to be God!